he got hurt.
So it's like, who's the best? You know,
wasn't a pretty penny no more.
It's all about who you play with. So that we got to start there.
Okay.
So start using. Of course, we usually defer to Jordan. Most people defer to Jordan or Magic or Oscar Robertson. But Jordan played with Pippen, and Pippen was pretty good.
Yeah,
right?
he was. He was good.
If you thought she was gonna put everybody on Michael, Pippen gonna go off.
And you know, Rodman. I know people. We laugh at it. He was good with the rebounds.
Yeah, Pippen.
Rodman was great with the rebounds.
Played some of the best defense you will ever see in the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he was. How tall was he? 6'8", 6'9", something like that.
Pippen?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was that tall. I don't know when I
6'7"
saw him.
or 6'8".
I think maybe like 6'6".
With what you got to realize is he actually He was actually a guard for a long time in his career, in his life playing basketball, and he wasn't actually that tall until he halfway through college.
Yeah.
And so this dude was a 6'9" guard, dude, and he had tons of steals, had some blocks in there, rebounds, like you said.
Yeah. I was talking about Rodman with the rebounds.
Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
One
with
of
the
the
rebounds.
coldest rebounders of all time.
Seriously.
Who you play with shapes your career.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had Horace Grant, right, the first time, and then he had Dennis Rodman on the second three.
Yep.
I mean, you had Pippen, but you also had these other guys.
Right.
And he had Robert Parrish for 1 year. I mean,
Steve Kerr was over there.
Steve Kerr was on there. Man, the dude played with some guys.
He did.
He played with some pretty good guys.
And he played against great guys,
and then
too.
You think about the Showtime Lakers. I mean, they played with they were all good. James Worthy, Magic Johnson, Kareem. For a time, it was also Bob McAdoo. That's a name a lot of people don't know. But he was phenomenal in the league for a long time and ended up with the Lakers, got a ring.
Fill me in a little bit on him.
Bob McAdoo was a forward. He's basically your first Kevin Durant.
Oh, okay.
He's a 6'10" dude who was shooting the lights out before they had a 3-point line.
Nice.
Yeah, my pop talks about him all the time. He was an assistant. I'm not sure where he is now, but I know for a time he was an assistant with the Heat. He helped him with those 2 rings. I heard he was a pretty good mentor to the team during that time. But the guy's basketball IQ's got to be one of the highest in the NBA. He really knows what's going on. He played in the 70s.
All right.
In the 70s and 80s, yeah. But man, it's just who you play with. We got to start there. And then really, I don't pay too much attention to the generational speak of basketball. Like there's the Bill Russell era, and then there's the Dr. J era, then there's the
Dr.
Showtime
J.
Celtics kind of battle era, then there was the 90s, and then to me, I just called it post Jordan because it's all just one. It's all just one.
See what I mean?
thing
Because
to
then
me.
again, we go back to Jordan.
Yeah, again.
It becomes like the staple.
That's just you have to look at it though. So from the time he come in the league, then he left, retired, came back, and still went off.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't do that.
He was just like everybody else when he came back.
Exactly.
He wasn't even.
He wasn't missing a step or anything like that. Yeah, he wasn't slow.
So it's first who you play with, and since I don't look at era, I just look at competition. I just look at I don't really look at it from an era standpoint. Like if you beating everybody, you beating everybody.
Yeah.
If you're the Celtics and you Bill Russell and those guys, Bob Cousy and those guys, and you beat everyone for 11 rings, then you beat everyone for 11 rings.
Okay. So you think rings is a part of
rings
being
is a
the
part
best
of it,
too?
but I also think how you got the rings too.
Okay.
Yeah, like LeBron, I don't know, man. 2 out of 5. I don't know if that's as good as other people's two rings. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think about LeBron? I mean, he's always had a lot of hype, but you haven't heard much lately. I mean, he's been overshadowed, of course, by Curry and other players.
Well, that's because who's winning more? Wins are driving that.
But were you a believer from the beginning?
Well, with LeBron, I remember when he came into the league in 2003, and I said, man, this dude playing like he's been in the league for 5 years, man. He just could play. He could really play.
Because I remember everybody was going crazy over him at the beginning, expecting really big things.
Right.
And then,
he was very developed basketball player.
He was.
Had never seen anything like that at the time, and I think he can play. I think what messed him up, and I don't mean like he's a bad guy or anything. It's not an indictment, but I think what messed him up was just this new age of everyone needs a trophy, everyone is the same kind of thing. I think he got caught up in that because he said this story one time about how even though his coach knew he was the best, the coach gave everyone an MVP trophy.
Oh, okay.
And like I could see his face while he was telling it, and like he forced himself to be okay with something like that.
Mm-hmm. When he knew he deserved the recognition.
Right, and it's
himself.
like, I think that messed him up in terms of that may be why he doesn't have that Kobe killer instinct, that Jordan killer instinct, not in the same way that those guys had, you know.
Well, to be the best, you can't be the best by yourself.
Right.
So
absolutely.
Right.
If your team is lacking
in a team sport, of course.
Yeah. Right.
It's no I in team.
But no, that's true. But it's just like that happened to him when he was 9, and it was very clear that he was the best.
Yeah.
Like, and everyone else was probably trash. I'm sure.
But what about now?
But now,
calling those kids trash.
I think what happened. Herm Edwards said it. Some kids are good, some kids are bad. That's life. Herm Edwards said it, not me. So get at Herm. I love you, Coach. But no, it's like this dude in the finals. This dude averaged almost a triple double, right? Come on, man, and you lost.
Almost doesn't count.
And you lost.
Doesn't count.
No, I'm just saying, and you lost. Maybe if you start focusing on the triple double, because you don't win because of how many rebounds, and they don't add up your rebounds, points, and assists and say who won. They just add up the points and say who won.
Right.
So if you forget about assisting and your team needs 80, man.
Mm-hmm.
Give them what they need. You know what I'm saying?
Give them something.
It's just he is. I really believe he is. We have some athletes in this game.
Yeah,
we've had some athletes in basketball, but LeBron, I think, is just the best athlete we've ever had in this game, and I don't think he's using it the way I would use it. That's all I can say. I can't say he's not using it to the best of his ability. I can't even say that. That's crazy. But he's not using it the way I would. And I think it's very honest for me to say that.
Do you think like D-Head was saying about the teams he's been on, you think that's played a major part of it? Because I know with the Cavs for a while, he wasn't really getting anywhere.
Oh, he wasn't. He was
getting it anywhere.
That's part of it. Like in basketball, you cannot be the only guy. You can be the only guy, and you can make it to the finals.
Yeah. Like
Clyde did it. He faced the Detroit Pistons one time, and he faced the Bulls one time. He went to the finals twice, and he had. Oh no, you always have people who can play.
Right.
But it's just when you have to carry a team,
you need some help. Like
you need help.
Yeah.
It's just a leadership thing. When you really got to lead in so many different ways, you ain't got nothing left for the finals. You just don't.
Do you think that he's a leader?
Yes, I do. I do think LeBron is a leader. I think it really came for him when he left Miami because even though D Wade, I think the world of D Wade as a leader.
I like him too.
I think he's a really good leader
when he was healthy.
Oh, when he's healthy, when that dude's healthy. And when it's the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, he the best. He one of the best in the league.
Yeah,
He one of the. I love him on the court. But this dude, even though he gave up the team to LeBron, and I think it was all fitting. I think everything he did was. I think he did it the way I would have done it. I think D Wade was still the leader though. Like he was just too much.
Right, I felt that way too.
Especially because the 06 championship had a lot to do with that. It's like, and he brought these guys a championship when there was just like no hope. It felt like him and Shaq came together and they brought it, and so like a lot of that mystique with LeBron was being the hero, bringing that championship to Cleveland. Well,
Golden Boy.
He couldn't do that for Miami because they already had their guy in D Wade. They already had their savior, and so he couldn't be that guy that he was trying to be in Cleveland.
Yeah, and
so they won those championships. I still think they should have won all 4 of them. Like, I'm sorry, y'all's team was amazing. Especially the last one they lost. I was like, man, we really wish they could have got that one. But back in Cleveland, I think his leadership is really evident now. I mean, he's really taking guys under his wing. I think he's coaching the team. I think he's really the closest thing to Bill Russell since Bill Russell.
Okay.
Just seeing how he is with the team.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's who you play with. You can't do it alone in the finals. Curry wasn't alone in the finals.
Right. Oh, no, he
Not
always
even.
has a good
It was
working
a
machine.
team deal because LeBron is that good. It took a team to stop LeBron and whatever else the team could come up with. I mean, the dude's that good.
Yeah.
He's
he is. When I saw him play, I was happy to see him play. One time when I went to a Rockets game here, and you definitely can see the difference in just the way he plays the game. It's smooth. He seems so collected all the time. He doesn't lose his head, which is so important. Because a lot of the game is, mental too. So he's able to keep his composure, which I noticed too. And it just, a lot of what he did seemed, I don't want to say effortless, because actually he's trying, but it just seemed,
he understood
smooth.
what he was doing.
Yeah, it was calculated.
Absolutely. So. And I love his efficiency. I will say that. You can at times get a little voluminous, but that's okay. I don't ever mind when a player is taking tons of shots because, I agree with, I believe Kobe said it. He said, I'll go 0 for 30 before I go 0 for 6. And I get that.
Yeah, he's not giving up.
I get it where he's coming from because he's saying, what he means is like, if I went 0 for 6, he said, I psych myself out the game. But if I go over 30, at least I was just trying. I get that. It's extreme, of course, but I get what he's saying.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of like that. Like,
hopefully, no.
Yeah, hopefully you don't go over 30. Yeah.
Maybe you should sit out.
I remember Chris Bosh went like 1 for 22 or something one time. I was like, oh man. But
Coach should have done something there. That's a coaching call if you're going 1 for that many.
I think that was the first year of the Big Three. I can't remember. I think that was the first or second year of the Big Three. And at that time, you had to leave him out there. You couldn't bring him in.
You think so? If you're missing that many shots, I mean, what are you bringing to the table?
Because for guys like that, you never know when they could get hot. And I think for some guys, like.
Ray Allen when he was on those threes when he was hot, it was just dum.
Yeah, you leave Ray Allen in. It don't matter if he missed 8 of them. He probably gonna make that last one. Like leave Ray Allen in. You leave Steph Curry. You leave some guys in if they're having a bad time.
Speaking on that though, I feel like Curry is very consistent, and that's another thing that makes him like. I don't feel like we have situations like that with him.
Absolutely. In fact, I have some stats here.
All right. But yeah, I don't feel like we have moments like that with him. At least I don't want to but I haven't seen anything like that yet.
Well, consistency, there's something called the 50-40-90 club. And I'm going to get into it some more after this break, but the 50-40-90 club in basketball, that means something for great shooting.
All right.
But first, we want to take a break and give you some music, some sonic selections. And we'll be right back with some more basketball talk.